Y'all want to talk about a couple things regarding NBA. Well, the TNT broadcast. Congratulations to Charles Barkley for winning the Epsy Award. He deserves it. But I want to talk about Charles Barkley manners. You know, I love Charles. Charles is the best, and we all love him because he has an unfiltered mouth. He says anything that comes to his mind. But I don't like the fact that Charles Barkley picks on Kenny, calls him ugly. He's supposed to be Kenny's friend. But I don't like the fact that he calls Kenny the Jet Smith ugly. And I definitely don't like the fact that Kenny the Jet Smith just takes it like a bitch and don't even. We can tell that Charles is the alpha male on that panel. He's the alpha dog. He's the pack leader. Kenny the Jet Smith is the weakest. It's the weakest member. He's intelligent now. He's a good orator. He's good. He's articulate, but as far as mentality, he bows down to Charles, and he's pretty much he bows down to Charles pretty much. He's the weakling dog that Charles picks on, and I think Kenny the Jet looks up to Charles in a way, but Charles definitely dominates Kenny the Jet Smith. Calls him ugly. Kenny the Jet Smith acts like a pussy. Don't say nothing back to him. Don't retaliate against him. He just takes it. Kenny, you gotta stop letting this man call you ugly, okay? You gotta stop letting Charles Barkley call you ugly on live TV in front of millions of people, including your family. You can't let that man get away with that shit. Look, man, why don't you crap back on his ass? The next time Charles Barkley got the nerve to call you ugly, why don't you tell him, look, man, who you calling ugly, you big moon head looking motherfucker? You can't curse, but crack on that nigga head, man. That nigga head Lord, as big as the fucking sun, man. Who he calling ugly? Now, I love you, Charles, but you got to stop thinking you all that, man. You big bowling ball head motherfucker. You big goddamn basketball head looking at nigga. Nigga head size of a basketball got nerve to call somebody ugly. Get the fuck out of here, man. Kenny, don't let this man crack on that nigga head, man. Say that nigga head the size of the sun, man. Don't let this nigga crack on you. Don't let this nigga just get away with calling you ugly. You just sit up there and take it like a little punk. You gotta stand up for yourself, man. You gotta make that nigga. I know that nigga. He calling you ugly. That ain't making you feel good, Kenny. That shit ain't making you. That's embarrassing. He embarrasses you, and you don't even fight back. You gotta stop letting this man embarrass you. You gotta bring his confidence down, son, cause he think he all that. His fat ass look like goddamn Pillsbury Doughboy last year. I'm glad he lost that weight, but he gotta stop hurting y'all feelings. He's the alpha male on that panel. Shaq is not the alpha male. Barkley is the alpha male. Barkley is the dominant one. This fucker says anything that comes to his mind. He don't care if you hurt your feelings or not. And I like Charles. Charles, if you probably ain't listening to this shit, but I like Charles Barkley. I like him. He's funny. But Kenny got to stand up for himself. I mean, if I was in Kenny's place, I would crack on Charles Barkley's head. I would call him Big Moon Pie Head. I would crack on his head. And he wouldn't call me ugly again after I get through fucking cracking on his ass. Make his ass feel like he trying to make Kenny feel. You know, crack on his ass back, Kenny, man. Stop letting this man get away with calling you ugly. Your family watching the show, man. They looking at you as, oh, my dad's a bitch, you know. Stop letting this man call you ugly. That shit ain't no good friendship. Friendship is about respect. Respecting people's feelings. I don't feel comfortable with that with him and Kenny's friendship, because Charles Barkley hurt his feelings anytime he feel like it. Hell, you seen Charles Barkley when he was younger. That nigga wasn't the best looking guy in the world. When he was especially when he had on that old red crimson tie suit when he was being drafted. Nigga, you wasn't the best looking nigga in the world. Then you married an ugly white woman. Now the thing about Charles Barkley, you act so black you seem like you so pro-black to me. Why did you marry an ugly white woman? I don't get that. Pro-black dude remind me of Muhammad Ali, thinking he the prettiest thing in the world, calling folks ugly, speaking his mind, but yet you marry an ugly white woman. Man, that's some weird ass shit. All these bad sisters. If you gonna get a white woman, at least get a bad motherfucking white woman. This nigga got an ugly white woman. That shit don't seem possible for Charles Barkley to pick an ugly white woman to marry. That shit does not seem possible. But anyway, another thing. Shaq has improved on TNT. I like that. I don't know if he's reading from the prompter, because he seems to be looking out a lot more at something. Probably a teleprompter, but I don't know. But he has improved. I give him that. He's improved, and he's more articulate now. He seems more confident in the way he's talking about, and I'm glad for that. He's still not better than Chris Webber, but I think it's probably the best Shaq is gonna get. But I like him. He's improved. I gotta applaud him for that. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Charles Barkley a trip, man. This dude's a trip. Peace out.